The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
All right, welcome to this week's edition, a very special one, an Allen Cup edition, as you can see on our set. It's all decorated with jerseys. A lot nicer than what we had before. Don't you guys agree?
I like it. What's that saying to the old one then? Because that was your original set, right?
Well, technically it
You don't
wasn't
like-
my original set.
You don't like your style?
No, but I do like the Allen Cup
the
look.
jerseys
It's got
look
a
good.
nice vibe.
Looks good. I like it.
All right, Matt Schumont filling in for Greg Buchanan. Obviously, difference in terms of looks and height. So, hello and welcome.
I think I'm more prettier. Oh, it's good to be back. It's going to be a good show.
Excellent. Nice having you here. And, of course, Emmett Murphy, also another fellow New Cap, my man, sports guy.
You
How's it
got
going?
it. Pleasure to be here.
Awesome to have you guys here. And, of course, it's all about the Allen Cup. And we'll start talking about the Border Kings last night. Well, it was a surprise. Obviously, 8 seconds in, they took a penalty. They took 3 minors in the first 4 minutes, and it did cost them a goal. They looked really slow, but they definitely picked it up. Was this kind of a surprise to you guys at all, or?
Well, no, you expect a team like that to come out pretty excited, right? And, they got in penalty troubles early on. I figure if they weren't going to get those penalties, I think it would have been a different outcome, but scoring 7 goals, that's not bad to open up the tournament.
Well, a combination of playing in front of a huge home fan base and then also having over a month off of a competitive game. A little tough to get the leagues going right away, but they were flying in the second period and third.
Yeah.
Oh, that third period, of course, Steve De Silva with a hat trick. 3 power play goals. They finally got that going, too, after going 0 for 6 in the first 2 periods. But the loss of Aaron Foster is going to be huge. Obviously, we know that. Aaron Starr, is he that type of guy that could play that role? He certainly did well last night.
No, he looked great last night. I thought he was battling down low. He actually won a lot of battles for the Border Kings, and that's what they'll need moving forward.
Yeah, it's your typical, big body player. He plays the exact same game as Aaron Foster, drive to the net, crash and bang. He did pretty good for
He had several shots, and you talk about that great second period. He also was there to create a lot of traffic and was really, really a strain on the defense for Kenora. But I guess that bodes well for them going into the tournament. They face Stony Plain, a team they've beaten before. Does this mean that history will repeat itself? Or remember, this is the Allen Cup. Everything's different.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's pretty much 2 completely teams than what they faced last time, I would imagine. But, home crowd advantage, I guess. The crowd was unreal last night. That rink was packed. I've never seen it like that before.
What you can take from the first game that's probably a confidence booster for the Border Kings is that they badly outplayed Kenora. They outworked them. They wore them down over the last 2 periods. So I think endurance is on the Border Kings side, and that should bode well for the tournament for them.
On a big win. If they win tonight, of course, they also get the next 2 days off. Wednesday, of course, being their original day off, and they go straight to the semifinals, so they would avoid that quarterfinal on Thursday. So that would be big. Meanwhile, the Allen Cup, of course, started with the Rosetown Red Wings taking on the Southeast Prairie Thunder. You were there, Matt. Just tell us a little bit about the Red Wings in terms of that game. Was it something that you kind of figured from an opening game?
Yeah, both teams, I thought the first period there was a feeling out process. Nothing really much happened until the dying minutes of the period where Southeast scored to make it 1-0. Other than that, it was a pretty tight game. It had a kind of little playoff atmosphere to it, a lot of crashing and banging. Very defensive game, but end result, you've seen Rosetown going 0-1.
Well, it comes down to pretty much the youth and speed and skill and taking on a team with experience. When you go to an Allen Cup, kind of things level out, or even experience, you could say, actually wins out, because we know as Rosetown, we're familiar with them. They've played, well, you've seen their game, the talent that they have on their team. But Southeast is more of a veteran team, and I think that bodes well for them, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys figured it out, but I think that was one of the big key factors from last night.
Surprising how they were able to shut down Rosetown, too. We all know about their offensive stars. Jared Jago, he was shut down in that game and was actually in the box for one of the key moments in the game. So, yeah, Rosetown's got to get a little bit of leadership and move forward, and hopefully they can advance to the finals for themselves.
Well, it seems like Jeff Harvey has been solid for them so far, so the goalie problems aren't an issue. It's more so getting goals. And
also the power play, too. They went 1 for 7 in that game, and they said that in the post-game reaction. That's one of the things they're going to be working on, because 1 for 7 on the power play just doesn't cut it in this tournament.
Okay, we'll move on to the NHL. Of course, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. This is more of a wrestling match than it was a hockey game for better parts of the game 3. I don't know what you can make of this. Pittsburgh definitely in deep trouble here.
Oh, absolutely. Philadelphia has just gotten in their minds like crazy. I've never seen a team fall apart that much.
I've never seen Crosby the way he is
it was
now.
embarrassing. So when your captain is just losing his mind, the whole team, you saw it. Craig Adams came out, took some dumb penalties. Aaron Asham did the same.
Letang.
Yeah, I mean,
Crosby got 2 players thrown off that game, Adams and Letang.
so I don't know what's going on in the dressing room there, but even after, Crosby was saying that he hates every Philadelphia Flyer player. They're in his mind. It's unbelievable.
They're in his kitchen making an 8-course meal. I said that. That's what's going on with Crosby right now. And another thing I didn't see coming was the goaltending. Like, what's going on there? Marc-Andre Fleury and Universe.
Yeah.
They haven't been playing that great.
No, they haven't, but it's pretty much the goalie that hasn't allowed. It takes you back to the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, he had Grant Fuhr. Granted, he allowed a lot of goals, but he made stops when they counted, and of course, he won several cups, so he can't complain. But is this just a little throwback to old-time hockey, or is this just gone beyond that now? Because a lot of people, of course, the NHL want to, kind of avoid that type of game, and they want to make it more of a skilled game, but it just seems to be creeping back, not just in the Philly series, but you're seeing it around throughout the playoffs.
I'll say that Philly is playing old-time hockey. They're doing everything right, getting the team off their game. Pittsburgh's being a little dirty. And then a lot of the guys in the New York-Ottawa series, I don't know what they're doing. The headshots, throwing out your fighter to start the game to sucker punch a guy. That's not hockey.
Well, who was it for the Ranger? Or not the Ranger, Shea Weber. He did the old little
That was
turnbuckle
funny.
move on Zetterberg. It's just, well, you got to expect, it's playoffs, right? It's a 7-game series. You're not going to like the team. Stuff's going to happen like that. But like you said, it's just kind of getting out of control. And Shanahan's probably going to come
even
down
with
hard.
St. Louis and you got St. Louis and San Jose, and you had a broken helmet out of the whole situation.
Yeah.
And then, it's starting to get a little dicey. But you say Philly's played the old-time hockey, which is great. But there's got to be a fine line with that. Moving on to Malkin, we'll keep it going with Pittsburgh and Philly, go back to that. What's happened to him? Because he's a shadow of his former self. 109 points during the regular season, only 4 points, just assists, and he's been quiet. What's going on?
Well, Crosby's been quiet as well, except for his losing his temper. They've both been invisible on the ice. I don't know what's going on.
They
Shut
had
him
good
down.
games 1 and 2, at least the starts of them anyways. Of course, that goal 15 seconds in game 2, and of course, earlier in game 1 where they got that early goal again and kind of really put Philly behind the 8 ball. But Malkin is a guy that we've rarely mentioned. You even see the commentators rarely mention his name, and it's starting to creep up now, but for all the wrong reasons.
Well, I think that's the difference of the series. Crosby, Malkin, Neal, Stahl, all their big players quiet. And then you have, 8 rookies playing for the Flyers. You got Couturier, Shen, Simmons out there, Matt Reed. Those have been the difference makers. The rookies, out of all people, have been stepping up and getting the puck in the net.
And just briefly touch on Sidney Crosby. Yeah, you mentioned it. They've gotten to his kitchen, and they've really have messed with him. And I think that's what's really hurt Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you never see Crosby act like that, right? In post-game reaction, he's kind of, he's like, a little goody two-shoes, right? He never says anything bad, but when he's hitting the glove and he's saying that to the reporters in the post game, I think Pittsburgh's done. When you're in Crosby's kitchen, it's done. It's over.
He's got no space out there. He's getting frustrated, and he's off his game.
All right, well, we're going to have to take a quick break, a timeout and a breather. We'll be back with more Gloves Are Off.